What happened to me physically was my worst fear. I just remember being like, I can't wake up from this nightmare. So 2012, I was training for a half marathon fitness competition, finishing my degree in kinesiology and sports psychology, and I had really bad low hip and back pain, and it got to the point where I was crawling around the house. I said, I'm dying. And then I instantly went into full organ failure. All my organs were shutting down. They wheeled me right back, put me on life support. They put me on vasopressors to keep my blood flow localized to my brain and vital organs to sustain life, basically. And that made me lose blood flow to my feet. But ultimately, to have a good quality of life, I had to go through with amputation below the knees, both legs.
And then maybe the 40 sandbag for us. And let's hold jerry cans.
Sure. I'm Sara Hollandsworth. I'm a lifelong athlete, trainer. I'm a nonprofit founder. My background is a runner, and also I did fitness competitions. Now I'm just huge on social and community fitness. That's the most important part of that for me, as well as just being my healthiest self for as long as possible. Fitness is probably like the literal foundation of my life, is kind of the best way to describe it. I got into it as a child. I was like sweating to the oldies with my mom with Richard Simmons as a kid. I came from a difficult childhood, and it was the place that I could go that I felt like it was me versus me, and I could really work through things. And it could be challenging at home, and then I could take those challenges and move through them in fitness, and I just always felt incredibly free. I'm so grateful for spending my life doing that, because then when I ultimately almost died and lost my legs, like that really transitioned, that grit I got to keep. It helped me work through, you know, such a challenging life event and then move beyond it. And just all the reps that I put in my whole life really transferred after. It's like I was able to get my fitness back quicker than if I hadn't been an athlete going into it. So it's really served me at every stage of my life. I can't imagine not having that as a foundation and having moved through what I have.
Because this is the only place Mom lets me dig. Like, why is everybody watching?
Social fitness is fun for me, community fitness, so that's really from my earliest memories how I've worked out, just with my friends. That's always been my biggest form of social fun, is working out with people. That's why we started the Ruck Club too, to really just invite people in and be a part of something, because I feel like there's such a bond that gets strengthened too, that you draw on just differently, I feel like, than other friendships, and we never know when we're gonna need that camaraderie to pull on, so it's just a really good foundation of friendship, I feel like. So I came to understand just the whole rucking, what it was all about, loved it for fitness, but really loved, you know, what it stood for, and then came to find out about GORUCK and their products, which were obviously amazing, but just really who they are and what they stand for is what I really vibed with. It's such a big part of my success, my ability as an athlete, and just somebody to navigate having prosthetics. Huge piece is my legs, my equipment. I'm really blessed that I went to such an incredible prosthetist. And then I became super obsessed with GORUCK when I tried their shoes for the first time. I knew about their packs, I loved their gear and the quality, but I really fell in love with all the footwear, but it started with the ballistic trainers. And once I tried them on, I actually went back and read the description of the shoes, because I was like, this is a game changer, because again, I ruck with my dog pretty much daily. The energy that I had was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so stable and so supportive that it was like, I'm not great at percentages, but it was like 200% easier is what it felt like. It just takes the stress off my body, and it makes me feel stronger.
Oh my god, I'm like, why is it this fucking cold, Jason? I'm fucking freezing.
My butt's freezing. There's times where it's like, this thing feels so hard and it sucks and it pisses me off and I'm sad that it's hard compared to what I used to do. It's often the hardest when I'm like I used to be tough like her, lift weights like her, stuff like that, and just being like, maybe I can't do it the same as you or as much as you or as fast as you, you know, that maybe I could have before. I'm like, I still am pretty darn tough and hold my own now. So it's that mindset piece of being like, I'm crushing it as who I am today with what I have today. And in some ways I'm prouder of that because I'm like, it used to come easy to me. Now it's a lot harder and I have to work a lot harder to even get, you know, equal footing or whatever. And I'm really proud of that, of the me who digs deep than the me who's like, I crushed it and it was pretty easy. Now it's a little harder, but